Uh, Sorry about there not being agenda. We had a little bit of an audible before we get started. Everybody should have a copy of Senate Bill 2018. What this bill is going to do is allow for our National Guardsmen to have their TRICARE insurance coverage paid for. There's a few qualifiers in the bill. Uh, person is eligible for TRICARE, obviously. Person is not insured by another employer. The person is actively drilling member of the Mississippi National Guard. Before we take any discussion or questions on the bill, I'd like to call on General Thomas if you could tell us, if you could sit and hit that microphone on green and just talk about why this bill is important, please, sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and committee members. Again, Chris Thomas with the National Guard. So one of the, to answer your question, Mr. Chairman, this is one of our most critical things that we are trying to do with regards to our soldiers on quality of life and quality of life with respect to recruiting and retention. Unfortunately, we have a fairly large segment of our soldiers and airmen who do not have any medical coverage whatsoever through a number of different reasons. And this bill, this legislation would allow us to create, can you hear me? Okay. I'll sit down. Create a fund that would pay for the TRICARE premiums. The TRICARE is as everyone on the committee knows, is the military insurance program. And this legislation would basically repay those members, those who take advantage of the program would repay their premiums for them. So one of the things that we've identified in terms of helping to recruit and retain our soldiers and airmen is some of the quality of life issues. Obviously, we've worked on some state education assistance programs, which has been very helpful. But the other thing that is lacking, as I said earlier, is really the general lack of insurance coverage. And so we believe this is our number one needle mover for us. It's a TAGS priority this year, this legislative cycle. And so, again, this would really help take care of those soldiers, those, I don't want to call them vulnerable soldiers and airmen, but the ones that do not have insurance. We could create an insurance program for them. I'll stop there, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, General. Any questions? Any discussion? Yes, sir.
General, reading the bill around line 31, it talks about reimbursing. So how do you envision this actually working? When are the guys going to get their money?
So good, Senator, good question. And candidly, some of the mechanics, the specific mechanics of the program on how that would work is still a little bit to be determined. Generally speaking, the way the TRICARE program works, and I'm currently on TRICARE myself, that is an automatic, I have to pay for TRICARE on the front end. And same thing would apply if the legislation were to pass. The soldier and airman would have to pay for the TRICARE. And mechanically, do we do that once a month, every quarter, twice a year, end of year? We haven't quite gotten through all the way of how that would work, but it will have to be some kind of reimbursement program, and it may just be an ease of use of the actual system. So whether that's monthly, quarterly, biannual, annually, I think we're still to be determined. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Are the National Guard, are they considered full-time or part-time employees?
Yes, sir. So good question. This bill will be oriented more towards the traditional part-time. Our full-time workforce, the active guard reserve, and our federal technicians are on a medical plan already. So they're sort of excluded from this. This is going to be your more traditional soldier and airman, Senator.
Thank you, sir.
Just to know, yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for your presentation. And I love the fact that you're saying we're trying to retain our soldiers and recruit. My question is, with the reimbursement, is it 100%, 75%? Are we looking to reimburse them totally?
Yes, Senator. So the reimbursement program would reimburse them fully for that month's premium. Yes, sir.
And just so everybody knows, we'll have an appropriation bill with this to fund this. The fiscal note on that, let's say everybody qualified would be 4.6 million. When you take those that already have insurance, that number is going to come down. So that's what we're looking like, and that'll be an appropriations bill later. I've talked with the chairman, Hobson. He's good with that. Yes, sir.
One more question. Is this just for the soldier himself, or can the family be added on additionally, or soldier children?
Yes, great question, Senator. So we sort of pitched two plans. One is a family plan, which would include the service member and their family. There's also just the service member only version. And the current version that we're looking at today would be the service member only version. If they were to convert from a service member to the family, the service member at this point would have to pay that difference themselves, unless the senator were generously suggesting that we could go to a family plan.
But with this, we're looking at paying for just the soldier himself. And if he wanted to add on possibly additional, he would do that on his own pocket unless the numbers come back where it's reasonable that we could do something like that.
Correct. Yes, sir.
Could y'all have those numbers of how much a family plan would be?
We do.
Okay, thank you, sir.
They have that, and I look forward to working to getting to that. We need to get both chambers on board with that, and I'd be more than happy to sponsor that and come to you first for a co-sponsor, okay? All right, any other questions or comments? Not, do we have a motion? Motion's title sufficient, do pass. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, nay? The ayes appear to have it. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes have it. That bill will be reported. With that, I appreciate y'all very much, and I'm looking for another motion. Rise and report, strong motion. Thank you, Senator.